Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Ever17, The Out of Infinity, episode 80. This has made it 80 episodes. Kinda shocked at that fact. Pleasantly shocked though. Can't say I'm disappointed. so yeah, pretty close to 100. And I don't see any reason why I won't go that far. The game, I think it has enough content, so it'd be me quitting that would do that. 100 episodes seems pretty shocking to me. Anyway, so yeah, I don't really think I say this too much, but thanks for watching it. The people who are watching it now and the people who watch it in the future, thanks. That's rather awkwardly done, but hopefully it's the thoughts intact and well. Thanks, kid. Your facepalm gets the point across. I'll shut up and move on with the story, which this will probably be Sora's ending. It's been getting pretty close. It's getting pretty close, I believe. Well, obviously it's close to the end of the game. And Sora was mentioned quite a bit in the last one about how she was actually in LeMU, and so I expect a rather similar thing to Segumi's ending, where he makes a mad dash and I don't know, he might put on a flash drive or something and do exactly what he was talking about with you earlier. That's a pretty awkward thing to do, but yeah, kind of cool too, I guess. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. As he wiped his mouth, I noticed a thin trail of blood there. Yeah, the serum. If they've been handling TB here at IBF, they should have some of that. If we use that, then the symptoms should lessen. I went around the examination room and checked to see if I could find it anywhere. Skimming, you hurriedly started checking through the medicine cabinets. The kid sank to the floor. He didn't look very good. His breathing was ragged. He had lines of pain etched on his face. The two of them were shaking their heads. Damn, what are we gonna do? Pee-Pee to the rescue! Hey Pee-Pee, you seem like you're doing pretty well. Without me noticing, Pee-Pee had come up darting around my legs. His tail was wagging frantically. He suddenly dropped a few small objects from his mouth. Hey, where'd you get that? You ran over to where we were. She picked up one of the fallen objects in front of Pee-Pee. It was a small capsule, with orange liquid inside of it. 4 of them had fallen on the floor. Let me pause it for a second. Where'd you find that, Pee-Pee? I didn't know if he'd understand me, but I asked Pee-Pee anyway. As he did. Pee-Pee shook his head from side to side. Were there any more of these? He shook his head. This is all of them. He nodded. Okay, you know what? I'd be freaked out at the dog right now, because he is showing beyond just trained acknowledgement there. Well, we need to take these immediately. Maybe they just have better dog trainers in the future. Possible. Sorry, you, but get these ready. You're the only one who knows how to give shots. We gathered all of the cartridges of serum from the floor and put them on the bed. Looking slightly doubtful, you prepared the syringes one at a time and gave the kid and me our shots. Phew. We can relax for a while now.
Thank you.
Sitting with his back against the wall, the kid gave you a thumbs up. After that, he smiled and closed his eyes. He must have fallen asleep. What do we do about Coco?
まだ高圧酸素療法の最中よ。ポットを開けることはできないわ。治療は今のところ順調。あそこに入っている限り症状の急激な悪化はないと思うけど。
Yeah, okay. By the way, what about you, Sugumi? Are you okay?
スキャンはさっき一人で受けたわ。今は平気。でも自覚症状がないだけかもしれない。
Looking slightly worried, Sugumi said this. Oh, you, why don't you give Sugumi a shot? You opened up another one of the containers and gave Sugumi a shot. Oh yeah, you should probably give yourself a shot too, don't you think, you?
いや、私は。
The next shot had already been prepared, but for some reason you were stalling. She started coughing suddenly. Hey, give yourself a shot quickly. She wouldn't stop coughing. Her arm, holding out onto the syringe, started to shake. Her coughing finally stopped, but her hands wouldn't go still. What's wrong? You aren't feeling well. You want me to give you the shot? Huh? You didn't have any problem sticking everyone else.
自分でするのは嫌なんだ。
Hacking up your lungs literally onto the floor is probably a little painful itself, so I don't look for the minute needle to go in the skin, you know. He puffed out her cheek stubbornly. What are you talking about? Your life's on the line here. What are you gonna do? Give me that syringe, you. Reaching up quickly, I latched onto Yu's arm. Sugumi, hold her down.
了解。
Sugumi forced you to sit on the bed and held her so that she couldn't move. Stop complaining. I grabbed onto Yu's arm and stuck the needle in it. Well, stop squirming around so much. She phrases things very, very bizarrely sometimes. Stop complaining, you can't do it yourself. Shut up! You idiot, we're giving this to you so you won't die. Sugumi slumped her shoulders. He was throwing a tantrum like a spoiled child. Small droplets of red stained the bed's white sheets. After that, you got scanned by the LMRI. As I suspected, she had come down with TB. We didn't have room to mess around anymore. In the end, you wouldn't let me do it, so she ended up giving herself the shot. Complaining the whole time with tears in her eyes. See, that's the part where Sugumi disappoints me. Sugumi's the type who should just have knocked you in the head and give her a shot as she's passed out. That's what I would expect that's what I expect from Sugumi, and she disappointed me. I'm not sure how long her condition will hold with just one shot. Hey you, do you think we can do anything after it stops working? She was sitting at the computer terminal, silently typing on the keyboard. You, tell me what we can expect. Alright. Alright.
まあ、とにかくやってみるから。誰かが通信ソフトにロックをかけて、ここから外に連絡できなくしてる。でも時々、外から混線気味に通信データが入ってくるのを見つけたから、 ロックを外せれば、あるいはまともに通信できるようになるかもしれない。何の連絡の手立てもなかったレミューよりはまだ希望があるよ。
Alright, show me what you got, genius.
OK。
I left you for a while and went to look at the monitor attached to the capsule pod. Tsugumi came over to stand next to me and looked at the monitor.
ココの容体は？
She's in serious but stable condition.
そう。
According to the monitor, it would be 4 hours before Coco could leave the pod. The pod was full of high-pressure oxygen. We couldn't take Coco out of there until the time had come. The kid snored next to Coco's pod, frowning slightly. I couldn't say that his condition looked good. I could only pray that he would hang on a little longer. For a little while after that, my attention wandered. I don't know how much time passed. And none of this is skippable, so this is... I'm very much assuming a whole new end, so... I was not sure whether things were real or not, or a dream. Was I alive? Was I dead? I didn't know. I slept like I was dead. But you know the old saying, if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's probably a duck. If you sleep like you're dead... Yeah, that joke's not relative. Yeah. Erase it from your memories. Do a Sora job. Was I sleeping? We'll do a real Sora job. She actually failed at it. And where was the me that was thinking about everything?
あと少しだけ時間があったらデータを取り出せたのに。警備室の端末、最後のパスワードやっと分かったのに。そうだ、イメルからならテラバイトディスクにコピーして。
That's right. Just a little more. Just have to stay alive for a little bit more. I woke from my stupor. Was that... Wait a second. Was that from the kids' version 4? Or am I just remembering it wrong? I'm probably just I'm just failing to remember, I should say. A still cold feeling. I realized I'd been sleeping, sprawled on the floor. I slowly raised my body. I tried opening and closing my fists. Strange. The movement left me with an uncomfortable sensation, like it wasn't my own. I shook my head. I tried slapping my cheek. I breathed out in the cold air and breathed out. Strange. The inside of my head stayed dull and murky. I dragged myself to consciousness, forcefully reeling myself back to clarity. Putting my hands on the floor, I pulled up my heavy, aching body. My feet faltered. Somehow I managed to stand. I looked around the infirmary. I saw several used syringes scattered on the floor. The kid was still slumped against Coco's pod. He looked disturbingly bad, just completely out of it. Tsugumi was nowhere to be seen. Wonder where she had gone to. Yu was half slumped over the terminal console, snoring away. She looked like she was in some pain and was perspiring in her sleep. Her hands were pushed against the panel as if she had been in the middle of typing. On the monitor, auto-repeated strands of letters were lined up without meaning. What the? Static with exclamation marks? Whoa, must be very important static. I heard a strange sound. I reinserted the voice converter into my ear. It wasn't a problem with the converter.
応答してください。第3 EBF 応答してください。こちらは海上保安庁特殊救難隊インゼルヌルより指示を行っています。
Was I actually hearing someone's voice over the speaker? I hurried over to the terminal and removed Yu's hands from it, taking over the control panel. Hello! This is IBF Infirmary. Over.
第3 EBF か。こちらインゼルヌル管制室海上保安庁特救隊本部。こちらの通信が聞こえるか。
Yeah, okay, loud and clear. I was somehow able to force out an answer. What's this spilled out from the other end of the line? Hey, there are survivors down there. I can't believe it. That's amazing. That's what I wanted to say. It seemed like you had been able to restore the communication lines.
これから大至急救難隊を向かわせる。第3 EBF のプールは使用可能か？
Yeah, it should be fine.
要救助者の場所と数はわかるか？
In the examination room there are 6.
6名だな。了解した。民間サルベージ機関の深海潜水艇にこちらの救難隊員が同乗している。到着次第、指示に従って脱出してくれ。
How long till they get here? Here's a question. If it's been about 6 or 7 days, when well, I guess it's a good question to ask regardless, but I'm guessing the people should have a guess at how many potential survivors there could be.
できるだけ急がせるが、約1時間後になる。
I still don't know fully how this game is. 1 hour. Cuckoo should be able to get out of the pod by then. I just hope we have that long.
だが、万一の際には研究所内に残されている深海探査用の潜水艇があるはずだ。すまないが、そこに避難するように。
Oh, you mean the taxi? Okay. Something goes wrong. Well, what do you mean? What taxi has anything really gone right? So what does she expect? You should prepare for stuff to go wrong.
レミューの核兵器強度はすでに限界を超えている。もしも一部分が悪化するようなことにでもなれば、どこかのエリアが崩落し沈没する危険がある。いずれにしろ重量のある破片が落下し研究所上部にぶつかることが予想される。
You don't say.
もちろんそのような事態になる前に迅速な救助が行えるよう我々も最善を尽くす。必ず救助に向かう。もうしばらく待っていてくれ。
The communications cut out suddenly. Hey, wait a sec. Hit the call button repeatedly, but there was no answer. Damn it, we can't open up communications from this side. I didn't have any other choice. I began reading through the manual on the side of the communication terminal. A mini submersible for deep sea exploration. Why did you not wake up during any of that? She must be a very heavy sleeper. We hadn't found it when we searched the place. Ah, here it is. Following the instructions, I used the control panel to call up information on the monitor. Small electric submersible. Submarine was in a separate sealed sector attached to IBF. The specifications said it was a neutral buoyancy miniature submarine for saturation diving. The important thing was it could be brought over to the pool by remote control. Things get dangerous. Guess they want us to board this. I quickly went about setting up the remote control program so that we could move the submarine at a moment's notice if we had to. Alright. All we have to do now is get Tsugumi and Sora over here. Sora. How are we going to get Sora here? I was overcome by unease. Suddenly a low metallic crash reverberated throughout the installation. The sound seemed to come from above. An alarm sounded from the terminal and the screen changed. Warning, LeMU hull breach. Flooding. LeMU! This is bad. This means Sora and Tsugumi! I ran out into the corridor, not saying goodbye to you. It was only slight, but the floor was trembling. Ugh! I suddenly became dizzy again. Losing my balance, I crashed into a wall. My recovery wasn't complete yet. I still gotta go. I have to go! I took all the strength I could muster and headed to the pool room. Really, Takushi, at a time like this you want to play... Oh, that pool, okay. Tsugumi! You've been in here. Oh, thank God. Just as I headed through the watertight door, I met with Tsugumi.
Takeshi. 目が覚めたの?
She looked at me strangely. Yes, Tsugumi, there's a rescue team on the way. They said it would take about an hour. I want you to wait for them in the examination room.
救助が
They said they were from the Maritime Defense Force. You was able to open up a communication line to the Incel Null.
インゼルヌルト
Sugimi, are you okay? Why are you repeating the crowd?
ええアンプルが効いてるから悪くないわ
Okay then, I want you to get back to the examination room right away. Everyone else is in bad shape. I want you to look after them. And saying that, I headed for the left.
ちょっとたけしどこに行くつもり
Up to LeMU. We've still got an hour. I'm gonna go get Sora.
待って無茶よ
Skimming chased after me and grabbed onto my
どう
arm.
やって空はレミューからここに降りられないのよ
I know, I've got to think of a way. No, wait. I already know what I've got to do. I tore myself away from her grip and tossed her aside. Okay. What exactly does he mean by tossed her aside? Not entirely sure.
私を置いていかないで一人にしないで
Scummy called out at me in a tearful voice as she lay sprawled on the floor. But I didn't turn back. That was rather awkward. As soon as the door opened, I flew into the lift. The elevator headed up.
Tiefe, 90 Meter. Tiefe, 80 Meter. Tiefe, 70 Meter.
Upwards. The elevator stopped. Forcing open the door, I slipped into the pressurization chamber. The entrance had closed automatically. I pressed on the intercom button repeatedly. Sora! Sora!
倉成さんどうして
Hey! It's been a while. How you doing? I realized how much I had missed that voice. I waved to Sora as she appeared outside the window.
何やってるんですかこんなところで
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? I came back. What's the damage?
ツバイトシトックに浸水中
Sora explained the situation
倉庫
diligently.
の隔壁が欠損愛のシャフトにも亀裂が生じています危険な状態です通常
Sounds that
通
way.
路ほぼ全域にわたって15センチ以上冠水しています
That's pretty bad. What about Drite Stop?
ダクトを介して上部フロアの水が流入しています
Are you able to drain it okay?
現状は何とかですが浸水は時間の問題かと思われます
Well, don't worry about it. I'll be right back.
ダメです
Sora's eyes flashed from the other side of the
チ
glass.
ャンバーを減圧してきちんと入管手続きを取ってくださ
Decompression? Are you telling me to just wait here?
いはい規則ですでなければ EBF に戻っていただきます
How long will it take?
最速で行います
I need to know how much time.
急いでも12時間
12 hours? We don't have that long.
血液中に溶け込んだ窒素を排出しないと減圧症になってしまいます
I don't care. Open that door now.
できません
Just open it now, please.
なぜです今ドアを開けたら急激な減圧に伴って血液中の窒素が気化し血栓を作り最悪の場合
I don't care. You get that door open now. I found an emergency escape lever inside the chamber and I pulled on it. I kicked the door. It has very explosive sneakers. There's a horrible noise as though all the air inside had exploded. My body was thrown from the room along with the high pressure gas that had been built up inside. I was tossed like a piece of confetti, sliding and rolling along the floor all the way to the control room. My body crashed heavily against the wall. Ah! Pain racked my body, as it very well should. And it wasn't because I smacked into a wall. Although I kept spewing out my breath, I felt like air kept bubbling up in my lungs. Then came a terrible exhaustion. My body felt like it was expanding. My eyes felt swollen and painful. The muscles in my limbs began to jerk and spasm. Numbness, pain, headache. Felt like I had no room to move. According to astronomers, humans can live a short period of time, even if they are thrown out of a spaceship into space. But fish brought quickly up from the sea delta to sea level die instantly, because the pressure difference causes their organs to burst. So as an astronaut, I felt a splitting pain deep in both ears. Repelled by my eardrums, the voice converter flew out of my ears. I hurriedly held both ears with the palms of my hands and knocked them, as though trying to drain water from them. I couldn't hear what Sora was screaming. All I could do was lie on the floor, trying to suck in air. Like a fish that had been pulled out of the water. A few minutes passed. The earphones that I had been wearing had broken in half. I got up weakly. I saw some extra voice converters on the edge of the console. I crammed them forcefully into my ears. Sora ran over to me with a painful expression on her face. She tried to wrap her arms around me. Even though she couldn't touch me, she was trying to help me up. Okay, I'm still alive. I stuck out my hand to the console, stood up and smiled for her. I could hear Sora's voice. It seemed that my eardrums hadn't burst. She wiped away tears and her expression darkened. And although she was crying, her face reddened with anger. I'm not going back. I came here knowing how dangerous it would be. Sounds like she's having a little bit of an issue. Calm down, Sora. You're totally incoherent. I held up my hand as I spoke, hoping to calm her down. But I couldn't stop her anger. Her lips pursed, and she glared at me slightly. Look at all these slight glares. They don't go full out glare, you know. They just do slight glares. You know why I'm here? She seemed sad and angry at the same time. No, I think it's pretty much common sense. But in other words, I came up from IBF because LeMU is dangerous. I know I should listen to you, but I can't. I knew that LeMU was dangerous, so I couldn't just stay there at IBF where it's safe. Wonder if that's strange. Think so? Her shoulders started shaking and she started to cry. I keep telling you not to rush to conclusions, Sora. I came here to get you. I know a way to help you. Well, I'm not sure about it yet, but if I've got a little time, I can get you to IBF with me. Whoa, Sora, you don't have to be that disappointed. Sheesh. As if it were responding to my words, the floor started to shake. And soon an alarm rang from the Himmel console. What was that sound? Sora, tell me what it was. Sora? Out with it. Sora's gaze wandered and she spoke to me with a pained expression. The elevator was destroyed?
リフトは使用不能になりました。
Holding back tears, she gazed down at her feet. Eh? You don't say. Trying to keep my calm, I responded to her. The ruin of LeMU was happening faster than I expected and faster than last time. Now this is being a bit different. So, yeah, you know what? I think I will go ahead and call it here. I don't know exactly how these match up with... I don't know how these endings match up. If it was at the point where they returned back down to IBF that I started Segumi's ending, and that one wound up being 50 minutes. So I think I'll go ahead and cut it off here because I don't want this to be over an hour. Though if it does match it pretty well, then it would be over an hour anyway. So I don't want this to be over an hour and a half. This game. Alright. Well, yeah, so that's it. Yesterday, they did something weird with the YouTube comments. So, yeah. The comments don't show up in the inbox, which is how I... you can see when somebody comments on something and through the like the statistics thing or whatever. Yeah, whatever. If you know what YouTube is, how to look at the stuff, they know what I'm talking about. But normally it's through the inbox. So you apply to this at a later date. They really have something good, really good, insightful. I might not catch the comments, so feel free to direct message me on YouTube. Yeah. Yes, that. Google Plus is what they're trying to go to, and I don't know anything about Google Plus. I went on there, I've been on there twice, and I just clicked crowd, then I closed it. That's as much as I know. Twitter and Facebook, I don't really know that either, but I can stumble around that. I don't know anything about Google Plus. So, yeah. Anyway, hope you folks enjoyed, and I shall return for the next one. Farewell.